Hi everyone, and I'm just going to do you a quick review of a shotgun mic that I got. Had a little problem with it, but hopefully can probably help somebody with that if anybody else has the problem. It's about 49 quid from Amazon, pretty cheap. In the box you get a case or a bag for the mic. The holder, which is here, which is quite a good holder actually, does fit in the bag, but only just. There are a set of O-rings on this holder. In the box you get a bag with another full set, and you get an adapter, 3.5 pin to 6.5 millimeter phone jack. You also get a dead cat, which is probably not as fluffy as some of them, and hairs come off it as well, so beware of that. Had this on and the foam cover was covered in hairs, but anyway, it's a dead cat and it will help to cut down the wind if you're using it outside. So here's the mic. You can use it, of course, indoors without the foam cover. You need the foam cover on to use the dead cat. Unscrew the end, and there's your battery compartment. There's a 2-position switch on there with a green LED. First position is on. The next position with the symbol, with the, I don't know if you can see that, there's a symbol on there with like a switch. That is the low cut filter. Basically when you have it on switch it on position 2, it'll cut all the bass. The lead that you get with it is an XLR to 3.5 millimeter, and this was my main source of problem. I had tried this microphone on an XLR lead into a digital recorder and it worked fine. Yesterday I was trying this lead straight into my 60D and I just could not get any levels. Couldn't seem to get it to work. Just a little bit of crackling. Obviously the 3.5 millimeter jack plug side is a moulded plug. The XLR socket side is one which you can strip down. So I stripped it down. Soldering looks a bit shocking. And then after a while I noticed where the single core was soldered onto the pin, one of the pins, there was one strand of tinned copper sticking out, and this cover is metal, because it's quite a good socket actually, was shorting out to the cover. And although I did get a bit of crackling when this was plugged in, there was very rare there was any sound recorded, and it was only if you sort of wiggle it that I did. So I removed that strand of copper, tidied it up a bit, put the cover back on, and hey presto, it all works. Obviously that plugs it in to that end with a click like any XLR would, and then plug this into your DSLR and it will work. I did find that without a battery in here, and turning the mic power on my DSLR, it wouldn't work. So this mic will not work with a camera without a battery in it, and I don't know how long the battery will last. I suspect it probably lasts quite a few hours. On a digital recorder, however, like my Tascam, plugging this into phantom power and powering it up, it does work okay. The low cut filter, I'll probably try and give you a bit of a demo with that, does take some bass out, but you do get a bit of handling noise on it. The mount I think is very good. Basically you push it in between the O-rings, position it about the middle. An XLR socket won't overlap here, so you can have this quite close to the end. This mount I think is quite good. You can mount that in your hot shoe or some other kind of bracket. It has got a the smaller sized tripod screw thread in there. What I also found was there are two nilled nuts on here. If you undo the top one, you can actually swivel the mic on whatever mounting you've got it on, be it a camera or another mount. So if the mount is not quite holding it in the direction you want it to point, you can swivel it and then tighten that one up. Obviously the other one is for tightening down onto your hot shoe. The only other thing you get in the box is some instructions, which are pretty basic, don't really tell you a lot about what you can do other than fitting it in the mount and what you get in the box. I'm not an absolute expert on microphones, but if it says it's a condenser microphone, it needs some kind of power. Okay, I'm now recording with the shotgun microphone into my little Zoom H2N. You may hear a little bit of handling noise. I'm hand holding the mic about a foot away from my mouth. If I point it to one side, you can probably hear how the sound goes down, and then if I starting to point it back towards my mouth, you can hear how the sound goes up again, and then carrying on by, the sound will go away again. It will pick up sound from the sides, but it's generally straight ahead. I'll just move it about a little bit, you can hear the handling noise, and then what I'm going to do now is switch the low cut filter on, and if I now do the same handling, you can hear how the bass has just about gone, and you can probably hear how the bass has probably gone out of my voice as well. So that's working on the H2 Zoom. The mic power is not turned on the H2 Zoom because I'm still on the battery. What I'll do now is I'll take the battery out. Well, I just tried the H2N Zoom on plug-in power, and again that doesn't power this mic. So I'm just going to try that back on my Tascam and make sure for you that will work, because maybe this H2 Zoom can't supply enough power for it. Okay, so I just tried this into the Tascam, and this is working purely on phantom power with no battery, as you can see. And also the switch is actually off, but it's still powering. I guess there are some devices, lower power devices, which will not power this mic. My H2N Zoom with mic power on will not power this mic. The camera won't power it, but the Tascam will, and I guess that is maybe down to 48 volts or whatever it will go down to phantom power. You can hear a lot higher quality sound on this Tascam recorder. If I put the switch onto low cut, you can hear that that's quite a substantial low cut filter, and it's a lot cleaner sound. Obviously, again, if I point the mic to one side, you can hear the sound go off. It's not too far away from me. I was just doing a quick video this morning. Okay, I just thought I would try and do a long range test. This is probably about 6 foot away, and I'm directly in line with the microphone. I think I've still got the low cut filter on. If I move to one side, you can probably hear my voice is diminished a little bit, and probably just hear what's bouncing around the room. If I now go back in line with the microphone, you may be able to hear the difference there.